So you've just got your Galaxy S26 or your S26 Ultra, and you want to know what to do with the cameras and the settings you should change. Well, watch along, because I'm going to give you 10 settings you need to change for your cameras right now. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. Let's go through the camera settings that you need to change on your Galaxy S26 and on your S26 Ultra as well. They're all the same, except for the one that isn't the same, but I'll show you. So, first thing you need to do, launch the camera, go into the 4 dots here, and go to the settings. First suggestion, and there's kind of a 2-in-1 here, is to toggle on shot suggestions, and then scroll down and toggle on composition guide. And when you make sure you do composition guide with grid lines and level, not just grid lines, because at least that way it works in every app or every mode, not just the main one. What this does, shot suggestions, is effectively when you go into the photo mode, it's this little thing here. And it basically just scans the environment and helps you line up as per the rule of thirds. It gives you a little leveling icon and it gives you a little target. So you move the camera into that target, lock it in, and take the photo. For the composition guide, which is the grid lines, as you see, and the level, that works outside of the photo mode and works in other modes like video or portrait. And it gives you that similar type of feature, gives you the leveler, and it gives you the grid lines so you can kind of eye it up yourself. To definitely turn them on. That's tip number 1. Next one is to do with videos, and the video format here, HEVC. So if you click on that, you're going to see different options in here. So you've got HEVC or H.264. Now, depending on your preference for your output or where you're sending the videos, will depend on which one you should choose. If you're just capturing standard video and you're not sort of utilizing the advanced features, switch to H.264. That will just capture really good footage, not compress it at all, really, and then you just save it on your phone and share it wherever you like. HEVC, although a lot more platforms are supporting this format now, will save you storage space on standard videos, but then also open you up to more quality videos. So you can toggle on high bitrate, you can toggle on HDR, and you've got the option for log. So for me personally, I keep it as HEVC because I like these extra options that I've got. The high bitrate especially gives you better output, and then things like log mean you get better options. So if you've got those toggled on, you can go into the camera, into video, and you'll see the options there at the top, HDR and log, which you don't have to use, but you do have the option to toggle them on should you want to. In that same area for the Ultra, you can toggle on the APV format. That will also give you that extra bit, lossless video. So if you're someone who wants to toggle on and try your hand at it, it gives you really, really high quality footage, cinematic stuff we're talking here, with almost lossless, basically lossless video quality. You toggle it on, it goes into that same top corner, and then you can use it as you need to. Just make sure you've got a high storage variant or external storage because it chews through it. Next big tip that I'm going to get you to follow is back in the settings, but instead of the main camera settings, it's Camera Assistant. So tip number 4, just download it. The good thing is there's going to be a handy little download toggle here if you haven't got it yet. So download it, and then we'll go into it, and then you can start with the next tips. Absolute first thing you should do inside Camera Assistant is turn this thing off here. Auto lens switching. Don't activate it. Don't let the phone decide which camera you should be using, because that's effectively what it does. It lets the camera pick the best lens based on zoom, lighting, and distance to the subject. Wrong. You decide which camera should be used, because often it will switch to the main camera in lower light when you're zooming. And then it's just going to be really, really pixelated and really noisy. So even though the 3x camera isn't as strong, it's better at 3x than the 1x will be in that lower light. So just you decide, not the phone. This next one is the one to turn on, not off, and that's quick tap shutter. Basically, as soon as you touch the shutter, not when you release the shutter, it's going to capture the photo. With this turned off, every time you press the shutter button, it waits until you release it to capture the photo. But you don't want that because you might accidentally hold on for too long and you might miss the moment. So turning this on anytime you press the shutter button, it captures the photo as soon as you touch it, not as you release it. Just something I reckon you need to turn on. This next one for me, I think is actually the most important. And if you go into advanced resolution options, turn on 24 megapixel resolution. Just turn it on straight away. Don't even hesitate. And then go into here and turn on keep 24 megapixel resolution. The reason why I say that is because the main camera is a 50 megapixel, or in the Ultra, it's 200. And with the Ultra, you've got a 50 megapixel ultra wide and a 50 megapixel 5x telephoto. All three of those cameras can shoot in that 24 megapixel resolution, and you don't lose any dynamic range or any processing. And it also stays as the default. So when you go into the camera and you go to select your resolution, 24 megapixel will appear, but it'll also stay there. And then you don't lose the option of seeing the other lenses. Like when you select 50 on this phone, you lose the option of going to the ultra wide or the 3x. Whereas a 24, it just acts as the default. It's like a 12. Even though they're not high resolution cameras, the phone software is smart enough to toggle back to 12 when using it. So just keep 24 megapixel on, trust me. Back into Camera Assistant, and if you want to change how the camera app looks, you go to Customize Indicators. This is where you can actually give yourself a really clean looking preview at the top, rather than it all being convoluted with toggles and settings. You can go and turn them all off. And that way, it just gives you a clean look, both for photos and for videos, because all of the settings that you need live in this 4-dot menu. Resolution, aspect ratio, exposure control, flash for some reason, and in video it's the same. All of them live there. That's where I would say make sure you turn off the indicators or just customize it to how you like it, because that would be your preference. It's obviously not something I'm telling you to do, just a guide. This next one is for the photography enthusiasts. Go to the More tab. Download Expert RAW. If you like to get a bit more out of your photos or have a bit more control, but also want some different processing out of the cameras, Expert RAW gives you that, because it allows you to have all the pro mode controls whilst also allowing you to get processing that's a little bit different to the main camera. And then you've got extra features. So if I hit this labs icon here, I've got things like ocean mode, which is for deep underwater diving to taking photos. It does also recommend you have an underwater housing, so just be aware of that. Or you've got things like virtual aperture, which give you the option to actually create almost like a virtual depth of field, and you can control it with sliders, how sort of open or closed that aperture is. And it gives you a bit of a visual over what it might actually do. Or you've got new ones in here like virtual reflector, which help you create like a bit of a reflector light sort of situation on someone's face. That way, at least you're getting a really nice, different experience out of your camera. I would say go and download it and just tinker around with it yourself. You won't regret it. And the last tip, go into the More tab, and any features you think you're going to use, bring them into the bottom. So you can hit edit, and then let's say, for example, you're like me and you use single take, drag and drop it into position. Or if you're someone who likes to tinker with Pro Video, drop that into position there. And then when you hit save, you've got them a little bit easier to access at the bottom, as opposed to always needing to go to the More tab. You can just swipe across the single take and bang, away you go. So that is the camera settings that I think you need to change on your Galaxy S26 and your S26 Ultra. Don't hesitate, go and do them now and you'll get a really good camera experience. Hit subscribe to SamMobile TV. Go follow us on our website, sammobile.com. Also check us out on all our socials, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.